Hello, boys and girls. Grab a snack and let's read a story and make some art with Mrs. A. I am excited to read a fun story today, and it's titled The Sleepy Owl. This is another one of my favorite storybooks that I have read both to my children. It's a story about a little owl who oversleeps one night and she awakes to find that all the other owls have gone without her. Soon she befriends a little boy named Tom who helps the sleepy owl find plenty of playmates along the way. After I read the story, we will make a painted sponge owl and try your luck learning about owls. Okay, are you ready? The Sleepy Owl by Marcus Pfister. Little Owl lived deep in the woods. All day long, she perched on a branch, sound asleep. Each evening, as daylight faded, she woke up. She has one eye open and one eye shut. She didn't find getting up easy. She was a bit of a sleepyhead. Have you ever been a sleepyhead and not get out of bed very quickly? I know Mrs. A has. Little Owl yawned, and stretched her wings. Good evening, everyone, she said. But there was no one around. I wish I had woken up earlier. The owls have all gone, and I have no one to play with. Little Owl spread her wings and flew off into the night sky. Do you think Little Owl was happy, or was she sad? Let's find out. There she is, flying all by herself. Far below her, Little Owl saw a house. I might find a playmate there, she thought. She swooped down onto the windowsill and tapped on the glass with her beak. And here she is sitting on the windowsill. Wonder who is inside. The sound of the taps woke Tom. What do you want? He said sleepily in his open window. Come and play with me, said Little Owl. I'm much too sleepy. It's in the middle of the night, Tom said. Come back tomorrow afternoon, then we can play. Well, how can I wake up in the day? Said Little Owl. I wake up only at night. Take my alarm, said Tom, and as soon as you hear the alarm go off, then fly straight here. There they are. There's his alarm clock. He's going to give that to Little Owl. Little Owl wondered how the metal alarm clock could help her. But she picked it up anyway in her claws and she flew home. You think she's going to come back tomorrow? Let's see. Back on her branch, Little Owl set the alarm clock down beside her. By now it was day, so she soon was fast asleep. A terrifying noise woke her. It almost made her fall off her branch. The noisy yellow alarm clock rang and shook, and it never stopped. The noise woke every owl up in the woods. Oh no, what's the matter? They all shouted. Who's making all that noise? Owls hate being disturbed in the middle of the day. Little Owl tried to stretch her wings, but she was too tired, and the sunlight hurt her eyes. Great tears fell down her feathers. Her aunt tried to comfort her. Don't cry, she said. If you get up in time tonight, you can play with all of us. There she is, crying. Very sad she looks. Why do you think she's sad? Yeah, she was supposed to go visit. Do you remember his name? If you said Tom, you are correct. In his home, Tom waited for Little Owl. What had happened to his new friend? Why hadn't she come? There he is, sitting in the window. Be sensible, Tom, his mother said. Owls sleep by day, and you sleep at night. So how can the two of you play together? Why not finish painting your kite instead of moping about? I can't wait to see Tom's kite. Ooh, look at this. So Tom got out his paint box and painted an owl face on his kite. Then he and his friend Bob played with it all afternoon. Now Tom had his own owl to play with. And what's more, his owl could fly, just like his little friend, the little owl. Well, that evening, Little Owl woke up earlier and got quicker than she ever did before. She got up quicker than she ever did before. She had to take the alarm clock back to Tom. Near his house, she found two boys flying a kite. She saw the picture of herself that Tom had painted on the kite, and it looked just like her. How nice, she said. Time for bed, Tom's mother called. Tom waved to the little owl as she flew away. He is still my friend, even though we can't play together, said Little Owl. And back home in the woods, all the owls were awake and waiting to play with who? You are correct, Little Owl. So I am sure Little Owl is very happy now. Did you enjoy that story? Well, I hope so. Before we get started with the project, what do you know about owls? Can you share with anyone who's around you right now? Did you know that owls were nocturnal, which means that they are active at night, but not all owls are nocturnal. Some are diurnal, and that means they're active during the day. Then there are some owls that are active in the daytime and the nighttime. Also, do you know what a baby owl is called? You are correct. An owlet. Let's learn some more facts about owlets. Well, baby owls have soft, fluffy down. Fluffy down? What's that? Well, it's small, soft, fluffy feathers. And here's a picture of a baby owl. So adorable. And let's look at the difference between a feather and a down. So here's a feather and here's a down. And baby owls have down feathers. And as they get older, their feathers grow longer. So what are down feathers? They are kind of like padding, and they're used inside maybe a jacket or a sleeping bag, beds, and mattresses, pillows. Yeah, did you know also that owls can move their heads? I can't, but they can move their heads almost all the ways around to look at the back and see they can see what's in the back. I can't do that. They can also move their toes in all different directions. Did you also know that owls' feet are called talons? Very good. Well, you can find out some more facts about owls and share these facts with your family by watching a short video. Look for my link on the PowerPoint. It's a must watch for sure. I even enjoyed watching it, and you can share some of those facts. All right, so let's begin to paint an owl with some sponges. What are you going to use? To make your sponge owl painting, you will need just a kitchen sponge. You can cut it up into squares. You are going to need a clothespin, and you're going to take that clothespin and you're going to squeeze it on your sponge and use that as a handle. You're going to need paint, a paper plate to place your paint on, any color paint you like. But if you have, we can start with primary colors. Do you remember what primary colors are? Yes, red, yellow, and blue. And they are the first colors born. That means, remember in class, you cannot make blue, you cannot make red, and you cannot make yellow. But if you mix the primary colors, you can make secondary colors. Red and blue, what does red and blue make? Remember what red and blue makes? Red and blue makes purple, yes. What about yellow and red? If you said orange, you are correct. And what if I mix yellow and blue? Yes, that makes green. Now here's a tricky part. What if I mix red, yellow, and blue? The three primary colors. What do I get? If you said brown, you are correct. So secondary colors are green, purple, and orange. And the primary colors are blue, red, and yellow. All right, so I'm going to paint my owl with the primary colors. And think about a pattern that you can create. I am going to do an ABC pattern. I'm going to go red, yellow, blue, ABC, ABC on my owl. So you also need a pair of scissors, a glue stick, and if you have a paper bag, just a lunch bag, you can make your owl, and you can, after you cut it out, you can paste it, glue it on a paper bag, and you can make a paper bag puppet. All right, so you have two choices. You can print out the template that I gave you in the PowerPoint, or you can draw your own owl body. And I do have a sheet in the PowerPoint that has a step-by-step on how to draw your own owl. So what Mrs. Audino did, she chose her primary colors, and I used the sponge and I created a line of patterns, ABC pattern, red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, all the ways down, and I filled up my owl, okay? Before I continue with this part, I want to show you how I used my sponges. The first thing before you go on to your final paper, get another sheet of paper and practice. So if I take my sponge and I'm going to just very gently touch the end of my sponge in the paint, and I'm going to press lightly and lift up. And I'm going to do the same thing with each color. So I would do that with the yellow and the blue. Press lightly and lift up. And if you notice, this blue you don't really see the texture of the sponge. So I pressed too hard or I had too much paint. That's why I'm practicing. Now I'm going to do it again and let's see what happens. And you can see here, as I lift my sponge, I have less pressure. I am now showing texture. You can see the texture of the sponge. Not as much here as you can here, okay? So I would practice first before you go on to your final. And just practice pressing down on the sponge, and you want to see that texture of the sponge come out on your paper, okay? And let's see, we're going to put those aside, and now we're going to look at what Mrs. Audino did. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut around the outline of my owl. Like I said, you can, after you cut your owl out and you make your owl, you can take your owl and you can glue it on a lunch paper bag and you can make a puppet. Going, opening my scissors wide, turtle slow, telling my scissors where to go, and I have the shape of the body of the owl. All right, now I need some body parts. So let's see. How about some eyes? So I have the shape of the eyes would be circles. I need 2 circles. So with my glue stick, I am going to add some glue, place them on my owl, and I know that they go side by side. My eyes of the eyes of the owl are symmetrical. Let's press those down and let's see how they look. All right. Then I have my beak. Don't forget the beak. And what shape would the beak be? A triangle, an orange beak. And I put a little lip, cut a little lip there for my beak, and you can see that. And I'm going to place glue just on the paper lip there, right in the middle of my eyes. And you can see the reason why I did that, so my beak will pop out. See, okay? Now I need my wings. Orange, How do you make orange out of from the primary colors to remember? Red and yellow, very good. My wings are going to be purple, and I'm just using purple construction paper. So purple. If I was to paint a piece of paper, I can mix red and blue and make a piece of purple paper, and then I can cut wings out. So I'm going to place my wings right on each side. I'm going to add some glue. Let's see what it looks like. One on each side. Do the best I can to make them even. Oh dear. Okay, here we go. And I am done. Wow. What do you think? I can't wait to see what you've come up with. Now, also in the PowerPoint, you will have a fun sheet to work on about baby owls or owlets. And remember, boys and girls, you can make your owls any color you like. Blue and yellow, red and yellow, orange and yellow. You can make the wings any way you like. That's totally up to you because it's your art. I can't wait to share my awesome lesson next time for my snack and art. And please make sure you share your painted owl with me. Enjoy your day. Until next snack and art with Mrs. A. Bye.